Hello, my name is Modupe Adetayo. I was born in Australia many moons ago and went with my family back to Nigeria when I was a baby. I've come back to Australia and I have raised my family here with my husband.
My name is Matthew. I was born in Zimbabwe. I was raised in New Zealand, but I've been here for quite a bit now.
My name is Fortune Chinyo. I was born in Zimbabwe. Moved over to New Zealand in 2005 and moved over from New Zealand to Australia in 2012.
Look, my name is Chris Ebi. I was born in a city in Nigeria called Lagos. I'm the first son out of 4 kids, and I've been in Australia now for 22 years.
Things like that have been going on in America. George Floyd wasn't the first person to, be murdered by police brutality. It's been going on. So really, it wasn't a surprise to me. It was just more like again type thing. Like, why is this still going on? But in saying that, I feel like people in Australia really think that this is an American issue. You get me? Like, it's not an American issue. America is just on a bigger platform. This is just what we're seeing on, social media and stuff like that.
The guy looked like them, and so when they see that, they think that could be me. That could be my son, that could be my brother, that could be someone that looks like me. And so when they saw that, they could relate. I
was appointed a manager years ago, and I went to my first leadership meeting. Walked into a room full of Caucasian male, right? So you can imagine. And I found that I was working twice as hard just to get my voice heard.
I mean, I have instances where I feel like I'm racially profiled based on the color of my skin. I walk into a Woolies shopping center, into a Woolies or Coles, and I get the assistant by the checkout counters quickly availing themselves to help me to put my groceries through. And they come and ask me, "Can I help you, sir?" And they stand right a meter away from me. And you're wondering, there are 4 people out here who are doing what I'm doing. Go and help them. The reason why they're there to watch me is because they think I'll steal stuff. You walk into a shop in the mall, and the assistant in there is quick to come and offer you help, which you haven't asked for. And you ask yourself, of all the people in here, why me?
I had been coordinating a particular program, so I've been talking on the phone to a particular person for some time. And then when it came time for us to meet face to face, and I introduced myself and explained what we had been talking about over the phone previously, I could tell she was taken aback. I don't think she was expecting that she would be talking to me, an African. And I happened to have a colleague with me, a younger colleague and a less experienced colleague. So what I noticed was that the questions she was asking about the program we're to set up was toward my white colleague and not to me, even though we had been having that conversation before that time. And as it turned out, because I had more experience, I was able to answer those questions anyway. So each time the other person was asked a question, I was the one who was looked to answer the question. So I felt like, I wonder why, that had happened.
You are sitting on the train, and the train is almost full, and nobody wants to come sit next to you. Because they look at you, they think, nah. I'm cool with it. Stay away. I have more space to me. But the reason why they are not coming to you, sit next to you, is because they are judging you.
And it was Tuesday morning. I ran to grab the papers. I rang up a job that I saw classified. I think she picked up from my accent that I wasn't Australian. And I said, "Look, I'm ringing up in regards to the job that's been advertised." And she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's been filled up." I go, "Well, the paper just came out this morning." She goes, "No, sorry, it's been filled up." And luckily, Tanya was next to me, which is my wife. And she was like, "Oh, what happened?" And I said to her, "It's been filled up. And I moved on, yeah? And she goes, "Oh, that's very strange." She goes, "I'll ring up." So Tanya actually rang up and goes, "Yes, we're taking applicants." And she got an interview for 1 p.m. on the same job I applied for previously. And obviously, Tanya saying to the woman that you're just being racist. My husband rang 5 minutes ago, and he actually said to him there's no job opportunities being filled up. But now you've given me an interview for 1 p.m. You're being racist.
A lady came to our house to witness to us. And after a few exchanges, the comment she made to me was, who and where did they find you in Africa? You know, to this day, I remember that incident because I was like, really? Why do you think somebody found me? And why do you think I speak your language? How did I learn your language so quick if they found me somewhere?
Or no, if we're in a group of, like in a large group of people walking together, we know just to like split up because of the way it looks. You get me? And to me, I've actually never thought about that until obviously this stuff started happening. I'm like, why do I have to do that? Like, I may not be doing anything wrong, but just because the color of my skin is darker than yours, I don't want to be seen as, you know, I'm walking around trying to cause trouble or something like that.
So my two girls, in particular, I had experiences when they were in kinder. This would have been pre-prep, so like between 3 and 4. One of them had been told by another kid that her hair was ugly. And so when she told me at home, and I had this look of, you know, outrage, and I said, oh, really? Did she say that to you? How old is this child anyway? Or 4? I said, okay. Now, do you remember when Auntie so-and-so said your hair is beautiful, and I made your hair, and your dad said your hair is beautiful? Who would you believe? Would you believe the 4-year-old or what the adults have told you you're beautiful? And so we talked about that, and for her, that felt empowering. And she'd been able to say to the child, my mom said my hair is beautiful. And then my younger one once had another child in kinder tell her, oh, look, your palm's light, and that don't worry, the rest of your skin will eventually turn white as well, like your palm. And so she told us that again, and we spoke to her about her skin. And I think they've got a couple of comments about their skin as well. So even from an early age, you have to explain what the melanin content in their skin is about, and how there are advantages as well. You know, you don't need to use sunscreen, and you're not likely to get skin cancer on your dark skin, and God has blessed you with this beautiful skin. So we've had that space of dialogue with our children. And as they've grown up, we've observed that the issues of obviously have become a bit more tense and a bit more impacting. So we've just ensured that we've allowed them to talk about their discomfort or their anger and support them, you know, with that.
And I tell them, regardless of the color of their skin, they need to be proud of who they are. And also, they need to make sure they study and work hard because nothing is going to come easy for them because of the color of their skin. So they need to be prepared for that. I'll give you a story. My 11-year-old was 8 when this happened. He came back from school and he ran into the shower. And if you have an 8-year-old boy, you know, the last thing they want to do is have a shower. Yeah. So he's going to the shower, and I was like, oh, that's strange. He's going to have a shower. I hassle him every minute to have a shower, and he tells me he doesn't want to. And I walked into the shower, and I noticed he was having a shower, but he was scrubbing his skin vigorously, hard, like with a sponge. He was really scrubbing, and he was crying in the shower. And I was like, oh, what are you doing? He goes, I'm trying to get the black off. I'm like, what do you mean trying to get the black off? He goes, the kids at school don't want to play with me because I'm black. And he was there, scrubbing his skin, trying to get the black off because he wants to be accepted at school, because he wants his friends or kids at school to play with him.
And as a Christian family, we've given them this broader outlook as well as to how, you know, if people do not have the grace of God in their hearts, then there's the potential, you know, to deal harshly with a different person or the other person, but that we are trusting that by God's grace we're able to engage other people graciously, and we should also be gracious in our response, you know, to other people.
To just make that awareness out there so people can understand. It's not about just having a black friend. It's about having a black friend, understanding what that friend goes through.
We don't bite. Contrary to popular belief, we don't eat people anymore. We are just like you, just a different shading. You know, when you see an African person, don't prejudge them. Like doing yourself a disservice, because You don't know what they have. You don't know where they've been. They might actually teach you a thing or two. You know, they are just like you, or your neighbor, or your uncle, or your cousin. They're just another brother in the congregation, or another sister in the congregation.
The African community, for example, understand that they're welcome, they're esteemed, they're respected within our church. Because I feel like a safe place to promote dialogue is very important, and that's what I would encourage, Encompass to continue to do.
Speak what's on your mind. Like if you genuinely want to know, why can't I say, why can you say nigga and I can't say nigga? Just ask a simple question. That's the only way you're gonna learn. Instead of trying to beat around the bush, just ask what's on your mind. But you also do need to come with this sort of form of respect when you're asking that question. Or trying to find, again, it comes back down to education, all right? With education comes questions, all right? So you need to ask questions for you to become educated. So in my opinion, I think just asking questions, really, just genuinely, if you want to know how you can help, try and understand where a black person's coming from. And how do you do that? By asking questions that you're not sure of.